But as you guys can see, we have the case Evil Corpse versus Jones Animal Charity, and it's managed by Shane. And right now we are Shane, so we can actually click on the delete case. Okay guys, welcome back again to One Cross Security. We are back again this time with another amazing content. This time we're going to be hacking live into a law firm and delete a client case. So let's dive into this right away. So this is actually a CTF which we're going to be logging in right away. As you can see, we have an account already. If you don't have an account, go to this particular website, this domain address, create an account with them. So I'm going to click on login. And as you guys can see, we have already done this first challenge, which is the Vault Begin. Now we are doing also this Vault Lawyers. This is the one we are going to be doing right now, which we are going to be hacking into the admin portal. If you could read this manual right here and delete a user's case, which a client case. All right. So what we are going to be doing right now is click on this, and as you guys can see, we have the CTF challenge, CTF cookie, which we are going to be using here in case of us using any automation tool. If you guys will read here, so I'm going to begin the challenge very ASAP. And as you guys you see, we have just some couple of lawyers here, and you can see we will win this case. Nothing much here. You can press the Ctrl U to see. We don't have any endpoint here, nothing juicy about the source code. So we are also going to try out the /robots.txt. Almost all web applications do have this as a typical directory, which might leak some internal pages of bad websites. But this time we have no luck. What we are supposed to start doing now is this. Let's go to our terminal and open a new window. Okay, so without wasting much time, I'm going to go to the directory where I have the CTF stuff, ls make directory mkdir lawyer and cd to lawyer, lawyer, like this. So now we don't have anything here. I'm going to clear the screen and I'm going to start with using nmap, okay, -sv for service version, and I'm going to paste in the top level domain, which is vulnerabilities, okay, .co.uk. Okay, so that's it. This nmap is going to give us the service ports and version that are open. So we all know that we have a web application hosting already, but without wasting much time, let me start by looking for subdomains. So I'm going to use a tool called subfinder -domain and click enter. Coming to another tab, I'm going to use asset finder just to see if we have some. It's also the same work to look for subdomain passively, but we want to see if we are going to have different results. So --subs only. If you don't know how to install those tools, you check them out, or I'll make a video about that. So you see, we have the data subdomain, and on that asset finder, we have one lawyers, which is the top level domain. You already know about that, and also the top level domain. I'm going to now gedit and say note. Let's create a detailed note ASAP. So I'm going to paste in the top level domain, and I think we have also the data subdomain. So I'm going to paste in the data subdomain also. While we continue this, let me clear the screen. So we already know that, okay, nmap is still running. As you can see, we still have some time for it to complete. So what I'm going to be doing here is this. I'm going to be doing an active subdomain enumeration, which I'm going to be using a tool called ffuf-w. Sorry, I have to go back to make my work easy for me. Go back to my CTF challenge. You have the word list there, because brute actually means using a list of word lists. So you see, we have subdomain.txt here, which is the list of subdomain I'm going to be using, and I'm going to now start typing ffuf-w for the word list, then subdomain.txt, and I'll use the -u flag for the URL. So I might come into the web page to copy this. Come here, copy this, and go back to the terminal, then paste this in. But what we have to do is to remove the www, because we want all the contents inside the subdomain.txt to fall under that place. Okay, so I'm going to use the first keyword there and hit enter. But before I do hit enter, I'm going to use the -t flag, which is for the thread. -t. I'm going to use 5, and I'm going to go to the CTF cookie, because we are using an automation tool from the terminal. We have to specify the cookie. I'm going to use a flag -b to specify the cookie. On that quote, I'm pasting this in and hit enter. Sorry, we have a bunch of errors. I'm going to clear the screen and try it again. Okay. So I think that is it. It's running. As this is going, let's check out the data subdomain we found to see if there's something juicy about it. I'm going to my notes where we have the data subdomain, and I'm going to open it. Okay, sorry about that. So I'm going to actually trying to be fast, so this video won't be too long. Okay, under the data subdomain, you see we have a flag already, and this looks like an API, because you actually start seeing Von Lawyer's website API. Okay, so I'm going to copy the cookie, the flag, sorry, and let me come down and say under my flags, and then I'll paste this in. Okay, this video is a little bit too long. I'm going to make a part 2 of it. I don't want it that long, and so you see we still this is still going. And for now, okay, let's check on our Nmap to see what are the open ports and services we are having. Okay, Nmap came back, and we see we have port 80 HTTP running in Nginx 1.21.1, and what I think that's all Nmap could give to us. And the port 80 is what we are actually using to browse the web server, which is this. So we are still going to go and check up Nmap on the data subdomain if there is anything new. Okay, so I'm going to use the data dot click enter. So we are going to wait for this also. This is not supposed to take so much time, but I don't know the reason why it's like taking longer time. Okay, well, we are going to wait for it, and up to now FFPF is still trying to run. Okay, so FFPF will come back, give us our result. But as for now, since we don't have anything to do, let's at least make these notes well prepared. Okay, so I'm going to come here and say top level domain. This is top level domain, level domain, which is this, and under, then I'll now go to subdomains. So this is, which is this, but we have it as www. Okay, just like want to clean up the note, make the notes look okay, since for now we are still waiting for FFPF and other tools to finish. So I think that's all. And then that space there. Okay, so we have the subdomains, top level domains, and we have our flag. So if there's any other thing, we will come there and paste that in. So let's go to terminal to see what is going on. This is still running, and man, this is very slow today. Maybe it's got to do with my network. But it's actually running, I don't know, but it's slow, somehow slow. Okay, what you are going to be doing is this: you are still going to open another tab, and let's do what they call directory enumeration. So I'm going to be using a tool called FFPF still for directory enumeration -w. This is going to be the content.txt. If you come here, you see we have the content.txt on the word list directory. So I'm going to be using that -u flag and paste in the domain. But this time we're going to be using the flag http /www, and on that the directory actually come after the domain. So I'm going to be using the first keyword here. Okay, so what this will do is all the content inside this content.txt. Let me show you what is inside the content.txt. Cat content.txt. So you see we have a list of words here which are most likely directly found in the past. So I'm going to cancel it. And so it's going to take all those words and put after this on this first keyword. So this first keyword will be deleted and that will be put inside here. So I'm going to be using the dash t flag for the thread. Let's say I'm using 5 also, and dash b for the cookie. So don't forget the cookie. If you forget the cookie, you are going to just run those automation tool and it won't give you any result. So I'm going to paste the cookie, and we are actually looking for directory under the www direct subdomain. So I think this is going pretty fast, and we'll wait for it. As this is going, I also think we should also do the same thing for the data subdomain. So without wasting much time, let me blow this up. Hope this is not getting confused for you guys. All we are doing here is directory enumeration. So I'm going to be using the tool still, ffuf-w content.txt. We don't want to wait for that one to finish, so I'm using the so I'm going to be using the dash u flag for the URL. So under the data subdomain, if you guys can remember, is which we found. Then I'm coming here to paste this in. Then using the first keyword where the content.txt is going to be, the thread, let's say I'm using thread 3 because I don't want it to be too fast to flood out the website. Okay, I'm going to now be using the dash b flag for the cookie. Go to the ctf cookie here, copy it, then under this thing I'm going to paste it. Okay, so let's hit enter, and that is it. Okay, you see we start having some content here, which we have the css file and we have the denied. So okay, under the directory enumeration, DNS enumeration, we have the data subdomain, but we already knew about this particular data subdomain, so I think we don't have much here to do. So let me just cancel this, clear the screen. You can also delete the tab, I don't need that. When this is done, we are going to copy out the directory we found under the www directory, because look at it here, we have the dashboard showing us what we are doing. We'll copy what we actually found from here and keep it on our notes in case we need to refer back to it. Okay, you see we have a very juicy domain, which is the /login. Okay, so we'll get back to that, and we are still trying to hope on what we are going to get from the data subdomain. Okay, so let's start making our notes, since we don't have any other things to do for now. So that is www directory. We have the words css. Sorry, I should put this on a tab. CSS denied and login. Let me just paste that in, but there is nothing. The denied, I don't think it's anything juicy, and login. Okay, let's see, we don't have anything yet, so I'm going to just click on save in case something come up. Okay, we are still here waiting for the data subdomain. We don't have any results yet, but we hope we do have some good results by the end. Okay, so what we are going to do now, since we don't have any other things to do while we are waiting for our tool, let's start to open what we have found. Okay, so under the www directory, we have the CSS, we have 403 forbidden, I think we have the denied and login. Denied, I told you, is nothing. Let's just go there and see. We will in this case access denied from the IP address. Okay, so let's go to the login. 429 too many requests. You guys can see we actually flooded in this particular website. So man, too bad. I'm going to quickly change I'm going to connect to my VPN because our IP address has been bad. So I think now we are using peer network to change our IP address, and we will minimize the use of trying to fraud the website. So we'll go easy now on it. That is my own bad. I should not have been running so many tools at the same time on this particular website, since it's just a CTF. Okay, so let this continue, and Okay, what do we have to do next is this. I think have we okay, so let's click enter again to see what is going to happen, because now we have a new IP address. Okay, so we also still have what's it called, access denied from the IP address. What might be the reason? Let's see what Bob Suit is going to tell us about this. But before we use Bob Suit, let's control U to see what happened. You guys can see we have nothing here at all, so I'm going to just click cancel. So let me use my proxy, go to my local host, which is my Bob Suit. We have my Bob Suit open already, and I'm going to go to the proxy. The intercept is on, so I'm going to go back to the login. Login, click enter. I think Bob Suit is supposed to capture this request, so let me control R to send to the repeater. So let me click on it to see what actually happened. So you can see we have 302 found, which is one lawyer old login. So on, we will win the case, and you see we have a flag here. We have a flag here. So that's why it's also good, always good for you to capture each request you are sending. When you're hacking any website, also keep your proxy on, capture all the requests, because sometimes the response you get from the web page will be different from the box, because box will give you the actual response. So I'm going to go back to my notes. Under my flag, click on paste in the listing. So if you watch closely, okay, we can actually just send this now. Go to the history. You see we have login and we have the denied. Okay, so if you watch closely, we have access to this portal can now be found here, which is this lawyers only. So you see we have a new directory, which is lawyers only. Okay, so I'm going to copy this and go to the web page, paste this in. But before I hit enter, let me turn off my proxy. So if I hit enter, sorry, I made a mistake there. Paste it, lawyers only. This should be /. Is there anything more? No. Okay, so as you guys can see, we now have a login page to the lawyers only website. Okay, sorry about that. But we don't have the username and password, so let us type in any admin at lawyers.com. Let's see what it's going to tell us at lawyers.co.uk. Okay, let's just type in admin. Just want to see what it's going to tell us. Okay, invalid email password combination. We don't have anything here, but we have the data subdomain, which is still brute forcing, and we pray that we have something juicy about that particular data subdomain, but still yet we don't have any result. We don't know the problem. We have to wait for this to finish, because I think this particular data subdomain, as you guys can see, it's something to do with data about this particular web page. Maybe there's some kind of data for us to hack in, or for us to actually use. So let's see if we're going to get any results while we keep waiting for this. So now we have found something very, very juicy, which is a login page that is only supposed to be found by, let's say, an internal user, because access to this portal cannot be found here. And you see we have a flag for that particular page. So without wasting much time, I want to just capture this request in Bob Suit again. So let me just type in here admin, because now we are actually proxying to Bob Suit. Okay, so going to our proxy. So we have the login page here, which is the login page /layers only, sorry. So now we have the request. So without wasting much time, we are going to send this to intruder, because what my hint here is we are going to be brute forcing this particular email and the password. So now we have this particular file in the intruder. Okay, so what we are going to do is to clear this, and let's wait for this to actually finish. It's almost done, almost done, almost done, almost done, almost done. This is, anyway, we set the thread to 3, so it's going really slow because we don't want to really flood on this particular web page. Okay, so let's keep waiting for it, and I think in some minutes we are going to be done. Do I have any other thing to do? Yes. Okay, let's look at the nmap for the data subdomain. I don't think we checked on it. Okay, you see also we still have the same port 80, which is running HTTP and Nginx 2.1.21.1. If you don't have access, like for example, you don't have any exploit from the web page, you can go and just browse this up to see if you have any exploits. Why I'm doing all this is because we are actually waiting for FFUF to finish running, so we can just paste this in and say exploit. So look at if there is any exploit for it. So you see we have some kind of exploits. You can check this up. We have Nginx 1.2.21, this is 1.2.20, and this is information disclosure vulnerability. Look for CVEs anyway. So we have 0.21 Nginx related, Nginx security vulnerability. Okay, let's just click on this. So those are ways you look for exploit, just in case you are looking from the version. So maybe you come here, read the documentation, see what you can do. Some of the time, most of these are not useful. Some of the time, you have something useful about this. So you still have information disclosure from this particular version. But the way into this, into what we are doing right now, is not from the version. Okay, so luckily, we found a users directory. So that's why sometimes you have to be patient because you don't know what you might find. So let's go to the data subdomain, because this is actually from the data subdomain. So and we found a user directory. First, let's make a detailed note because we don't want to take chances. Okay, so we have data, and let me save that. And under the data subdomain, let me click on let me check that to see /data. You see what do we found? We found users. Man, you see, like my brain here is just moving. So we have the users endpoint. So let me go there and change that. I don't know why I was there typing in data. Okay, so users. So we have users endpoint. And you guys can see under the data subdomain and the users directory, we have a list of usernames. Okay, so I'm going to just copy this right away. We have a flag under. Please take note of that. Okay, so I'm going to just come here and see under the data subdomain we have users. Okay, let's say subdomain. So subdomain, whatever way you want to create your notes, it's just for you to understand what you are doing. So it's not like it's kind of a professional way, except you are let's say writing a report, then you have to like follow some guidelines and so on. So I'm going to copy out this flag, copy, don't need it here, and paste it under our flags. Okay, so we now got 3 flags already. Sorry, not copy, I have to delete it from here because okay. So now if you guys can give a hint, we have a login form, and now we have some email address with some potential users. What do you think we can do here? Okay, so we already captured this particular request. So now we are going to go to the intruder. You see, we are going to copy this, highlight it. I think we are supposed to use the I think it's cluster bomb, because configure this cluster bomb. It's like this is going to take list of email address and try passing out passwords. Okay, so I'm going to click on add, go to the payload, go to the password also, and go to add. You see, under the payload option, we will come and paste we'll paste the email addresses we have. So let me do that quickly. Paste, we have the chain. Sorry, this is taking much time. Okay, we have the ISA. Paste. We have the Jaskaran. That name is the name is lovely. All right, and we have the last one. And the last one, which is Marshall. Okay, so now we have a list of email already, which we know they are valid email, but we don't have the password. Okay, so under the payload too, we have to put in list of passwords from the past. Okay, but it's what I'm doing here. We know we already have password and .txt, which is the password dot. We have the large and we have the password.txt. Okay, so I'm going to go to that directory and use that as my password. So I'm going to go to load under my page directory, I think ctf.youtube word list, and we have password.txt. so these are the list of password we have for this, and I'm going to now is there anything we have to do here again? Yes, I think we need to check up on let's say we need to grep on a response to when we actually found out the correct password. Maybe we are going to extract the following item from the response. So once we found out a valid password, we are going to know. Okay, so let me add up this particular response and extract response, fetch response, and fail to retrieve response. Why? Okay, let's use the manual method. So I'm going to clear this under the grep match. Okay, so under here we know we have invalid email and password combination. So under the grep match, I'm going to paste this in. So this simply means that it's going to be looking for whatever response this invalid email and password combination is. So it's going to tell us. So one thing we want to also do is to, let's say, we can uncheck this or leave it like that. It depends on the web application and the thread. We don't want it to be too fast. I think we should leave it on. It is 5. So I'm going to start the attack. So you see, all this particular request is having what? All this particular request is having this particular response, which is invalid email and password. Okay, so it's having this invalid email and password. All right, so that's why you see, and if you guys can see, all the email address we paste is trying each of the password one by one with them. So we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which it has tried for the Yusuf, Michelle, Shane, and so on. So if you are filtering by this particular response here, we are going to whatever response that don't have this invalid email and password. That actually means maybe we found the right what's it called? We found the right password for it. So we are still going to hold if we don't have a valid response, because sometimes in a real life situation you actually brute force for this, you won't find passwords. But if we don't have the valid password here, we are going to be using the password list for the large one. Okay, so we are still going to be hoping we found something juicy, something good for this. But I don't know if I don't think we actually use the right. I don't think we actually use okay wow. I was almost trying to get confused because we are not having passwords for it, and we almost finished. I'm so happy about this, and we found its right password, which is not having this invalid email and password, which is for the Jaskeran this, and the password is summer. Wow. So let's log in to see if it's actually correct, because sometimes maybe you have other response that is not the invalid email and password, but maybe it's kind of 403 or so. But this time we have to log in to see. So let me copy out this ASAP. Let me copy this, go to the page, paste this in, and we know, sorry, this is just around. Okay, and the password is summer. So let's log in and see what is, if it's going to be correct. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Why is it just loading up? The interceptor is off, so what is holding it? But I know this should be right because we don't have a check mark of the invalid email or password. So this is supposed to be right, this is supposed to be right, this is supposed to be right. Let me copy out this again, refresh the page because it has been here loading into the Bob suit. Okay, so let me paste this and summer is not correct. What happened? What happened? Are you sure I copied this correctly? Okay, and we have the summer. Oh, I didn't spell the summer correctly. Wow, we logged in into oh my god, I can't believe my eye. Okay, so we have a flag now. That wasting much time. We have a flag. Let me paste that in under our flag. Okay, so I'm going to paste this in. We have now up to 5 flags, but the problem here is this: Evil Corps versus Jones Animal Charity. This is the case managed by Shane Karim, something like that. Changes can only be performed by the case manager, and as you guys can see, we are not logged in as the Shane, because Shane is actually managing this case. So we need to escalate our privilege. So if you guys have heard of the word privilege escalation in terms of hacking, that's what we need to do right now. So what we need to do is this. Let's go to our Bob suits. Okay, we are done with this now. But before we close this up, let me paste this up. Let me paste the password in case we didn't finish this particular case, or we need something we need again. So let's say password. We have summer. Okay. And that's it. So I'm going to cancel this. So under this particular page, we need to start intercepting every request under, since we are now logged in. Okay, so let's go to our Bob suits. We can turn this off, but we are capturing. So under our history, we should have any request we are clicking on here. So I'm going to, let's say, reload this page. So we get the initial lawyers only. Go to the profile. Okay, let's say we can also even, okay, let's look at the profile. You can just click on the update button. One thing, hacking is just trying to like mess up with the actual functionality of the web application. It's not like you have to start bringing in things to the web application. What you have in the web, what you are seeing in front of you is what you are actually hacking on. So you can actually still log out to see how it works, like what happened when you log out. So that's all we got. So you see we now have some of the requests here. So we have the slash profile, which we have the lawyers only, and if you come to the render, it's going to render up the profile for you. It's taking long. I don't have much time to spend on all this. So we have this profile. Sorry, it's not rendering for us. So if you should come down to inspect all this, you see we have the name, the email, the user detail, and this is under the get request. So you see we have a post request here, which we posted the email, the name, and this is when we update the profile. Okay, so updates are currently disabled, name, user profile, and so on, email address. But there is something juicy about, let's say, this here, because we have the get lawyers only profile detail and for. So, and you guys see we have the Jaskeren, which is the name, the email, and the password in the response in clear text. Wow, if you guys know what is ringing in my mind right now, is what the vulnerability called IDOR, which is insecure, I think it's insecure direct object reference, or something, I think that's it. So let's click on the repeater, send this to the repeater, and let's see if we can play with this. So if you click on this, you see we have the email of this particular user and the password in clear text, and as you can see, it is referencing the digit 4. And what you think as a hacker is, if I change this to 1, what do you think we have something there? So let's change this to 1 and click enter. Wow, you see we have the email address of another user and the password in clear text. Okay, so if you guys don't know of IDOR, this is how you look for IDOR vulnerability. So let me paste this in on our notes. So let's still check for other users email address, and if we are going to find passwords. So let me click on enter for the 2. You see we have also a flag, and as you can see we have the Shane Karens, Shane something, which was the author of that particular case, which was like the manager of the case. So, and I see okay, let's just see if we can get all the username and passwords. But it's very bad for you to save a password in clear text in terms of the response. So please don't do this if you are a developer, please, because it's a very severe vulnerability. I think it's around the P2 vulnerability, saving password in clear text. Using IDOR, you see we can look at the one we got before, so no need of that. I think we have let's check if there is a 5th one. we have all. Well, hacking is fun. This is the best job I've ever gotten into myself into. Like I'm so proud of. So we now have all the username and passwords of. Okay, so you see it ends at 5. We now have all the username and passwords of all the users in this particular law firm. But since we know that we have this here, we have the flag of this. So let me copy this and paste in our flag. Let's paste this here, and we know Shane actually was the author of that case, which we saw on the profile when we log in with this Jaskaran, and they said only Shane can tamper with that particular case. So now let's try and log in as Shane to see if we can have access to the case and delete it for our client. This is not supposed to be done in a real life situation. This is just a CTF. If a client should come and meet you and tell you to do this for him, which is you being a black hat, please don't do this. Please don't do this. This is, you're going to be a black hat, and if you got caught, you are going to be arrested. But as you guys can see, we have the case Evil Cause versus Jones Animal Charity, and it's managed by Shane. And right now we are Shane, so we can actually click on the delete case and delete this particular case. And you guys can see we have this case deleted. So, oh my God, I'm just so happy like we were able to solve this particular challenge. So if you guys stick with me till the end of this particular video, I want to appreciate you guys. Thanks for being with me here. Hope you guys like and subscribe to the channel. Share this particular video to your friends. Share like to whoever is interested in hacking. For any hacking, I think the next video I'm going to be doing is for me to start, since we have a little bit of knowledge, skill, we need to start bug hunting for us to actually start looking for money online. Like bug hunting actually means for you to go to websites that allow you to hack into them. If you find vulnerabilities like the IDOR, the clear-text password, cross-site scripting, CSRF, cross-site request forgery, SQL injection, and so on. If you find them, you report it to them, giving a detailed report, then they are going to pay you. So I'm going to start afresh by creating an account with HackerOne, and let's start hacking live. So I will be posting those videos. You guys will see how to do bug hunting, because so many people with this skill don't actually know how to make money out of it, since they have not gotten a job. So hope you guys like and subscribe to the channel while I stop this stream.